Yes, boys, what we saying? Absolute beautiful day today. It's been a hot sec since I jumped on this and chatted to you, man. So today, I'm currently on my way to a nice little restaurant for some brunch. I thought I would treat myself. It's Saturday morning and I'm just feeling very energetic, very motivated to make this day absolutely incredible. And whilst I was in the shower this morning, bear in mind I'm driving right now, so I can't like look at the camera, but whilst I was in the shower this morning, I had a thought that I've had many times before, that I've acknowledged before, but I don't think I've actually shared it with you guys. And what is this guy doing, man? This guy's trying to brake check me, fam. What the hell? Anyway, basically, this thought is that in order to extract as much performance and as much, just performance, to extract as much juice from your life as possible, you have to align every single element in your life to that pursuit of extracting that thing. So for example, if your goal, if your mission at this current time is to get your dream job, to get a promotion, for example, then you have to align every single element in your life in order to get that dream job. And what I've realized is that the times where you don't do that, and the times where you're kind of distracting yourself with other things, or where you're trying to balance and juggle one thing with another thing, then it always takes away from the main mission, and your results will never be as fruitful, and they will never be as they just won't yield as much results if you're not aligning every single element of your life to that pursuit of that goal. So I'll give you my own example. When I was 16, 17 and 18 years old, those like 2 or 3 years, I basically remember aligning 100% of my life to the single goal of getting into medical school. The single goal. That was, I used to wake up, I'd think of it. I used to go sleep, I'd think of it. I used to have a piss, I used to think of that shit. Like, it was always in the forefront of my mind. I literally remember it was so, it was obsessive to the point. It was literally obsessive. I could look back now and I can think to myself, it was like you weren't normal, the amount you obsessed over this goal. And I think that is the actual reason why I achieved it. That's the reason why I got into med school. That's the reason why, alhamdulillah, now I'm very close to finishing medical school. It's because I had that obsession that not many other people around me had. And I know that every single thing in my life at that time was optimized to get me, oh my god, right. Was optimized to get me into medical school. That was the only purpose of my existence at that time, which is kind of sad if you're trying to balance, other commitments and stuff. But if you're trying to achieve a big lofty goal, then sometimes you gotta just say, like, screw this, I'm gonna go all in. And I remember, to give you guys a little flavor of the amount of obsession that I had, right? I still remember this to this day, and I never really told anyone. But and this wasn't a logical thought. This was just purely because I was just absolutely obsessed, right? I remember there was a time when I went to a placement in a hospital. I did work experience. What the fuck? I think there's been an accident. I'll keep those people safe. Oh, that's not nice. Eye opener. This is the thing, when you're on the road, anything can happen. Fucking hell. Anyway, hope those people are safe. Where was I? I was saying that the amount of obsession that I had was to the point where when I went to hospital on a work experience placement, one of the nurses gave me an observation chart. It's called a news chart. And I remember, it's kind of sad, not sad, but it's kind of like mad to think about this now. But I literally remember asking her if I could take that observation chart home, a fucking observation chart, where like they measure the patient's oxygen levels, the temperature, the heart rate, the rest rate, the blood pressure, etc. All these little observations essentially. And I took the chart home. It was an empty chart, not filled in, no patient details. In case you wanna like know about that. No patient details, empty chart. But I remember taking it home and I hung it on my wall. I hung it literally on my wall. So when I woke up, that was the first thing I saw. And when I slept, that was the last thing I saw. And I don't know what it was about that one chart that really like got me going, but I think it was the whole idea of being in a hospital, of working in a hospital, the dream and the pursuit of working in a hospital as a doctor, and having to use those charts, even though it's the nurses that filled those in. I somehow aligned it to being a doctor, and I think that's the level of obsession that I'm talking about. That's the level of obsession that I don't think many other people did or had, but I had it. And I think that's the reason why, alhamdulillah, I got into med school. And so if we bring it to the present day, it's almost a reminder to myself first that anytime I have a big lofty goal and I want to really achieve something, the only way that you're never really guaranteed anything, but the only way you're going to give yourself the best chance possible is if you align 100% of your life to that goal and you be obsessive. You can't half-ass it. You can't juggle this, juggle that. No, you have to go all in, because that's really what it takes. I think a lot of people have the same goal, and a lot of people simply tackle that goal by trying to go by trying to half-ass it. Not many people go full in and make it their entire life, and I think that is the differentiating factor. I think that's the difference between the person that gets it and the person that doesn't. And we all want to be the person that get it. We all want to be the people that achieve the big lofty goals, inshallah. So just think to yourself, what's your biggest goal right now? And are you aligning 100% of your life? Are you eat, breathe, sleeping and shitting? To put it bluntly, are you doing everything in your life to get closer to that goal? And if not, think to yourself, how can I align every single element? How can I obsess over this goal even more? And do it. And that's it, guys. Always catch you in the next one. Those are my little words of wisdom. And to give you a little flavor as well, my big lofty goal right now is to simply finish medical school. I've got around 3 weeks to my exam. Just keep me in your du'as. Keep me in your big du'as. I just need to pass these exams and I'm done. It's a 5-year journey, done, inshallah. So keep me in your du'as, guys. Keep me in your prayers. And inshallah, I'll catch you guys very, very soon. As always, keep rising.